Well, hi guys, and welcome to my plan with me. Today I will be creating a spread in my memory keeping planner. It is the 2019-2020 Happy Year from the Happy Planner collection. And I absolutely just adore this planner. I love the little seasonal doodles that are found throughout the pages. And the one thing that I do want to quick note is I have the classic size because when I was shopping I could not find the big size planner, and I just love this style of this planner so much that I decided I would just go ahead and give it a go and stick with the classic size and just memory keep within that. And sometimes it is a little challenging, but so far it has been working for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start out with explaining what I'm doing here, because this is something that you normally don't see, and I don't like having all of the lines on my layouts whenever I memory plan, so I cover them up with white label paper. And I'm also going to note that I'm not quite sure what my camera is doing here at the moment. I think it's getting freaked out by the faces in my photos, and it keeps trying to like autofocus and recognize the face. But it shortly goes away here as soon as the video starts progressing on. So again, I'm not really quite sure what happened there, technical difficulties, and I really love the memory plan, and I normally don't have time to film a plan with me while I do, so I'm just gonna roll with what I have here. Now, after I cover up those main thicker lines, I try to lay out my photos just to kind of get a general feel of what my layout may look like. And for this spread, I decided that I was going to go ahead and add some decorative washi, which I believe is from the Recollections Halloween collection. And it's not too thick and it's not too much, and it just seems to be perfect for this this planner that I have. And I'm adding a different set because I do like to section off certain aspects of my memory planner, since I do eliminate the boxes. And you are going to see here in a moment, I realized I did not cover up the vertical lines. So even though I'm thinking that it's time to put the photos on, it's like, yeah, I gotta still cover up those lines there. So see, I still got that little piece right there. So I covered that up, and I still need to cover these lower ones. But other than that, I go ahead and just start laying down my photos once I get everything covered up and situated. And this seems to be the most difficult part for me when I am memory planning, is just trying to figure out exactly how and where I want everything to be placed. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this first page, and I'm liking that layout. Now I'm gonna add some like lines in that to write on, just because I cannot write straight. So there is going to be some entering and explanations of my photos here later on. It's just I personally like to get my layout situated before I do anything. And again, I'm going to apologize for my camera, just because I'm really not quite sure why it's doing this. It has never done this before in another plan with me. And I am just, maybe it's because I have it on like a super high speed. Maybe it's trying to readjust. I'm not quite exactly sure, guys. But I do know that I really like how this turned out. And so if you can just bear with me here with the technical difficulties, I will try to work on this, because that, yeah. So, okay, so back to the planning. I go ahead and just, I was going to put up the orange line up on top. As you're going to see, I have a large amount of photos for the bottom, but after laying them down, I figured out that it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would, and I just decided to keep the same layout as the previous page. And I have a lot of photos down there on the bottom, which I normally don't like to do, but they're all from a special fall, at-home fall retreat that I did this weekend. So I do kind of need to keep them together, and I'm just trying to situate how I want these laid out here. Now, if you're new to memory planning, or if you're having difficulty printing out photos and that, I highly recommend the HP Sprocket. It does print out photos at a 2x3 size, but again, since I have the classic size, I've found that it's just easier if I put 2 photos on one sheet, so I believe that would give me, I don't even know, but it's two photos on a 2x3, so I'm assuming it's like a 2 by 1.5. But if you have the regular size memory keeping planners sold by Mambi, then the HP Sprocket would just print you out a perfectly sized photo. So I have all my photos laid out, and I have it the way that I want it. So I'm just basically taking my mild liners, and I'm trying to figure out how I want my colors to be laid out, because I don't want too much orange or too much of the same color, which in this video it is the orange, but I don't want too much of that on one page. So I just lightly line my paper up, because again, I can't draw straight, and I just take those lightly lined pencil lines and just drag the mild liner across. Now it is a little bit difficult because of the white label paper that I did put in the center. Didn't really think about that before I was doing this, but hey, it still comes out fine, and just having those black vertical lines coming down the center would actually bother me more than what you're seeing here, and it works for me. Now again, I just repeat the process, and I'm not really measuring, I'm just trying to make sure that I have some sort of a straight line to write on, because I'm not using any of the colorful box stickers in this spread, so I do need something that's going to give me a place to write and explain my photos. So this side gets a little bit easier just because there's less room to write because of all of the photos in the bottom corner. But it was a fantastic weekend. It was such a great idea, and I highly recommend it to anyone. Simply, you just take a holiday or a season and you theme your weekend around that. And for this one, just as an example, I did a fall retreat. So I basically camped myself out in my house by myself for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And I just explored all of my favorite fall things. So I did pumpkin carving, pumpkin seeds. All of your foods are themed around that. So I had witch's brew milkshakes. I took black olives and made little spiders on my pizza. I had pumpkin pancakes. I did a fall Halloween themed manicure. You also do yoga, so I followed the Yoga with Adrian Halloween themed videos. Meditation, the same thing, and then you read books, sit in your spa or a bubble bath, and it really is super enjoying, and I look forward to it. I try to do one once a month, but sometimes that doesn't happen because of scheduling. So I think the last one I had was maybe August. I had to skip September just because of back to school and that. But it really, really, really does help you reset for the next month. So I really do highly recommend that to anybody. Now, once I get my lines wrote out with the mild liner, I just simply take my Straedtler triplus fineliner, and I just write in a quick caption that kind of explains what the photo was, what the memory is that I would like to keep, and just I'm simply recording how much fun we had for that event. And again, that's the at-home spa that I used for my retreat. I basically made my son try it out because I didn't trust it. But it is fantastic. Again, if you find one of those on sale, I highly recommend those too. It's just, super fantastic. This was such a wonderful week and weekend, and it just set the mood for October. And here you get to see that I made a writing mistake, which is why I love using the mild liner technique, because you simply just put down some white label paper and cover it again with the mild liner, and it's like nothing ever happened. You don't have to take off a sticker or nothing, no erasers. You just simply cover it up and repeat again. So I'm going to be finishing up my last photo caption here, and I decided that I still had all this white space, which sometimes I like to keep, and in this instance I decided that I was going to go ahead and do smaller captions for these other photos, and I just draw like little arrows pointing to what I'm talking about, just kind of as a general description. Because, I mean, hey, you never know. A couple months from now, I might be looking at these photos going, what is this? So I try to write down and track pretty much what I'm doing, just so that I can quickly remember. And I do love flipping through the pages, which I just got done flipping through my June and July spreads. And it's just so much fun to look at and relive what you did just even a couple months ago. Because, I mean, hey, let's face it, life is busy, and we just kind of lose track of what we're doing. Kind of like what I just did there. So, I'm so sorry, guys. It's been a long night. So, on every single one of these spreads, the notes bar section starts with top priorities, and that saying just really doesn't work for a memory planner. So I do cover it up on every single one of my spreads. And this time, since I am just learning how to use the mild liners and I'm getting into lettering, I decided I would go ahead and practice some more of my lettering here on the sidebar. And I follow my title with just a general week summary of what the week was like, what my mood was like, things that we did, just something simple like that. It's just kind of like an abstract going into the week. And even after I was done writing this, I realized, I still have a lot of white, which normally I don't. Normally I write. So I brought out my fall sticker book, which I absolutely love that sticker book, and it kind of makes me really sad to know that we're approaching November, and this is the last and final month we'll be using that. Because, I mean, hey, I'm excited. We're going to get to break out the Christmas Joy sticker pack and the winter sticker pack, but I just love this fall sticker pack. So I am trying to use as much of it as possible, because I don't want to have to wait another year to open this pack up. I want to use it to the fullest. And I did notice that some of my stickers from the Memory Keeping Sticker Holidays and Seasons sticker pack, they matched this bottom border from the Happier 18-month planner. So I do try to incorporate some of those in each one of my spreads, just because they're super cute. And I love how it flows together with that bottom border that you see. And again, I'm going back to that fall sticker pack because I just love the sayings. I love the little fall quotes. They're so cute. And you can't get over that. The copper shimmery gold. It's just, it's to die for. Simply just to die for. I absolutely love that sticker pack. And And okay, so I'm going to be doing some finishing touches here, and I realized, I still got that little white bald spot right there above, well, what would it be, underneath 22 and 23. And so I'm like, okay, what else do I have? And it hit me, I have the Teacher Happy Year sticker book too. So that means that the illustrations in that book would also match the bottom border that I have. And they do have like a black backing to them, which looks really cool on the sticker sheet when you're flipping through, but when you're trying to use it on your spread, it just sometimes doesn't look right. But fortunately for me here with this spread, it actually looked okay. And so once I realized, like, hey, I can use these little stars with the black borders, I just started using the crap out of them. But I mean, it looks super adorbs. So I just do some finishing embellishments there with my little stars. And then I finally had to tell myself, like, you gotta stop because I still have some on there. And there you have it. So there's the colors of the mild liners that I used. I tried using some fall themed ones. And there's the Straedtler triplus pen. And that is it. So thank you for watching, and please follow me at Stitchpiration.com.